So today, basically, we're having a look at Blitzbank's video, which we've reacted to a lot of. Most people know he's insane and fiend Dota streams. But basically, what Dota 2 will never reach League of Legends popularity again, which you can see there. I can read. I'm sure a lot of you are surprised. But yeah, basically going to jump in, see what it's about. Not that I disagree. I actually very much, unfortunately, agree. Just very keen to see his take on it as a player who's played both games and him, and not just person that's played Dota 2 since way too long and somehow now fucking got back into it in fucking our 30s. But okay. My bad, that was not a start.
Back in between the years of 2020 to 2022 was arguably the peak of the MOBA game genre. Dota 2 was
I do not know what reference point that was. I feel like it was slightly before that. I'm not sure when the most insane TIs were.
skyrocketing the charts with the release of the amazing seasonal events every year, including...
Can we also please bring these fucking back, Valve, if you're watching? Grievel's Greed was fun.
Fun and creative game modes, alongside the limited edition battle passes featuring beautifully crafted cosmetics.
And awesome fucking skins. We all played way too much Dota just to get and spent way too much money to advance your battle pass to get. I mean, we didn't spend money. We totally got all the fucking achievements the right way.
And of course, who could forget the International, which gathered millions of fans from all around the globe who all tuned in for one thing and one thing only: to watch some good-ass Dota 2.
Ooh, collapse, he tries to make the move.
I remember when I used to watch Dota 2. I used to fucking go to sleep watching professional Dota 2. That doesn't put in perspective how into the game I used to be.
But the counter's there. Zinq with an instant lift. Holds him in his...
This is a touch loud. Let me just drop it a little bit.
tracks.
League of Legends, of course, as usual, also rode its own wave of massive success.
What the fuck all of these things? These cannot be like League game modes.
Reigning supreme over not only the MOBA game category, but multiple game genres as well, following the releases of several spin-off games, as well as a variety...
Did they just have some League farting game that I didn't know even fucking existed? Okay, also this Vampire Survivors-esque bullshit. Why is this not a Dota mod?
of different game modes embedded into the League client. Finally ending off on probably the most thrilling, exciting, and downright nail-biting grand finals ever recorded in esports history.
I don't know what's happening. Is this Roshan? Like, that's not me being a cunt. Is this like the equivalent of Roche? Yeah, I saw they stole it. That's pretty fucking well played. Still don't know the relevance of what it is they stole, but the way they're hyped, they're going, it sounds like it was fucking taking tier 4s.
But whilst both of these games were soaring in fame, racing each other to the top of the gaming industry, one would eventually start
They were literally the biggest games in the world, I'm pretty sure.
to lose their balance and momentum, slowing down bit by bit, leaving the other to surpass them, never to be seen side by side ever again.
I feel like, I know I'm pretty sure Lightning McQueen comes back and fucking wins. Not that I've watched it, but I'm pretty sure that's how cartoons normally go. Do not foresee that happening with Dotes.
Back in the day, believe it or not, both League of Legends and Dota 2 were pretty much neck and neck and tied in terms of popularity. Statistics between the two games
I would assume they were somewhat very similar at a stage. I mean, you used to competition of who had the most players, most viewers, most fucking people watching tournaments, most Twitch viewers, everything.
were pretty much equal when it came down to concurrent player count, live stream viewers, and toxic radiation levels of their subreddits. But
Well, I mean, that we still need to verify.
as time went on and changes were being made, League has now more or less taken over the entire world.
I feel like that's a fair statement. It is completely... that's an objective statement for someone who's never played League and actually really enjoys Dota, is League objectively is just a much bigger game right now.
Not only the most popular topic in the gaming industry, but also in film, animation, and music.
I mean, there was... Okay, not that I've watched Arcane. It is on my list of shit to watch. So apparently you can watch even if you don't understand anything about League. Fucking try to watch Dota's anime. I don't know if it was considered anime. Whatever it was. Yeah. Left a lot to be desired is all I have to say about that.
Music as well, only for Dota 2 to unfortunately dwindle away in relevancy, forever hiding behind League.
If you thought Dragon's Dogma, not Dragon's Dogma, that's its own game, Dragon's Blood, I think, was good, maybe hopefully the second season did better than the first. I just watched because it was Dota.
Shadow. So how exactly does one of the most popular esports games ever created go from being League's #1 competitor and rival to where it is now?
You stop supporting the average people.
Well, firstly, before we
I'll elaborate on that a little bit after.
start talking about everything Dota 2 did
Please don't bring up Artifact.
wrong, let's go back in time to analyze everything they did
Artifact. Twitch's OG porn category.
right. Starting off with, of course, our beloved Compendium. Making its first appearance back in May of 2013,
I don't disagree with the Compendium. I think the Compendium brought in a lot of players. I think how they changed the Compendium to not be some bullshit we all wanted to buy so we could get cool skins and cool game modes may have been a factor though.
was the very first iteration of the Compendium. Only costing around $10 was basically a nicely wrapped gift basket filled with in-game goodies and treats for you to enjoy, as well as a donation towards the Internationals prize pool. This, at the time, was never really done before, as it was a really cool and unique way to get some hats and support the game that
If it was really, like, okay, I know Battle Passes were a thing, but if the way the Compendium was done to support the professional scene was really a new thing, then that's actually really innovative of fucking Valve and Dota. We'll give them that. That is fucking really cool, and I think a lot more games should adapt the model. Let your player base who wants to watch professional help somewhat support the professional scene.
you loved. This practice continued on repeating year after year, eventually evolving into what we know now as the Battle Pass, which I'm sure we're all familiar with as we see it in almost every single game that we play nowadays, although
So why did we change it from Compendium to Battle Pass? What was wrong with the Compendium was a Battle Pass. Why not just leave it as Compendium and just make it your like unique wording for Battle Pass? We all know what the fuck it is. It's not like any of us were under the illusion that, oh, this Compendium thing is not a Battle Pass. We know it's a Battle Pass.
frowned upon nowadays, seen as just another sneaky way that the companies get into your pockets. Whether you liked it or not, the Battle Pass for Dota was actually a massive success in regards to Dota 2's popularity, as well as help.
No issue with Battle Passes. I think they're cool. I actually don't see a problem with Battle Passes in free games if they're structured in a smart and intelligent way that actually gives people a return on the money you spent. In exchange, you actually support the company that made the game that you spend fucking thousands of hours on and not supported them aside from just being a person in their player base.
Helping fund the massive prize pools Dota is well known for. You could have never logged into Dota for weeks or months, but still find yourself eagerly waiting, excited for the next announcement of the upcoming Battle Pass.
I've never heard such a true statements in my life. You haven't played Dota. You haven't really cared. But fuck, you're like, oh, International's coming up, Compendium. I'm going to get me some skins. It's going to be a cool new game mode. We're going to play some different stuff. There's going to be a new hero. Like, you get so fucking excited for some bullshit skins, which, I mean, I don't know if you showed the previous fucking Queen of Pain skin. I know we're all excited for that skin, but yeah.
Dota player, this felt like another birthday or Christmas, like something came home and everybody came back to celebrate. And with TI just waiting around the corner, it was a feeling that was just unmatched. This massive ongoing success allowed Valve to push Dota even further beyond, outside of its comfort zone, into brand new ideas, which a lot of the times didn't actually work. Okay, I'll be honest.
Underlords, I feel like, was popular at a stage. I actually don't know.
Was just a bit too slow to the punch, with Riot's version just barely taking the auto chess crown, and
also, as far as I know, for people that played both, just significantly better.
the Artifact, well, that thing just killed itself.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything really to say about that.
However, despite their few rocky attempts to branching out, not all of them were all too bad, as shortly after Riot's announcement to creating their own television series, Valve went ahead and challenged with their very own adaptation, resulting in an anime that was honestly not too bad and was pretty well received. At least
Not too bad, I think, might be a bit nice just because we finally saw Dota heroes in real life. I don't know if... See, my thing is people can recommend Arcane, people that don't watch League, or don't play League and don't know what League is, because apparently it's a good standalone anime. Would you really want to watch Dragon's Blood if you didn't play Dota? Or as a standalone show with no background or understanding of Dota? I don't know so much.
At least that's what I've been told. I actually have no idea. I've never watched it. Later on, even releasing a battle pass that would also feature Persona skins from the same anime. Dota's strategy was simple, yet very effective, always managing to outdo themselves every single year and manage to bring their community back together just for these glorified bundles of joy. But just like all good things in life, everything must come to an unfortunate end. As of
Like Dota 2's last ban.
June 2023, Valve would go ahead and post some heartbreaking news that would shock the entire Dota 2 player base. The cancellation and indefinite hiatus to the creation of the Battle Pass. A tough decision that would ultimately lead to good things, but also bring Dota 2's downfall. Their stated reasoning behind this cancellation was because Valve felt as if they were spending too much time and resources on the Battle Passes every year, as well as the hype and excitement being too revolved around this specific release, leading to the rest of the year just being very uneventful and rather mundane for Dota.
But I feel like, you know what, I don't disagree with the justification that it became a one-year event and you probably invested majority of your time and resources just to make sure that the Battle Pass was worth it, especially as it is about for fucking level 100 at $45. But I understand the justification. But surely it's also nice to have something like Christmas, where Christmas is that one time of year where we all get presents, we all get excited for, everyone's happy to see it. We'll have a birthday in the year. You know, fucking still have, I don't know, Valentine's Day, Easter, all this other bullshit where you still get small little breadcrumbs of holidays or of specialty. Like, surely they could still trickle in, yes, the Battle Pass gets you, you know, gets you to vote on Arcana, but still roll out 2 different Arcana skins for that year. Or, you know, this is our big game mode, but still include like a smaller, simple one. Even, you know, riffing on one of like the game modes from the arcade. Like, it still gives you a big Christmas, but you can still have small little festivities throughout the year as well.
Top of that, the prices for these battle passes would also inflate exponentially, with certain skins and
Queen of Pain.
personas requiring non-stop grinding or more spending in order to obtain them. Dota 2 was and still is a free-to-play game, but it felt as if you weren't really able to celebrate and partake in these updates if you didn't spend any money, which ultimately...
See, that's the one thing that feels a bit shit. Which one is Crownfall? I didn't play, so I have no real feedback or understanding of what Crownfall really was. I didn't have the time to invest into actually getting into it. Or even knowing what it is. I think that was during the time that I was not playing Dota 2 at all. But still, I still love the idea of a battle pass, but it would be really cool if it was a battle pass where you could achieve enough to justify buying it. If that makes sense. Not being dangled a carrot right at the end when you level fucking, okay, I know the level 100,000 might have been a fucking meme or someone was just that sad. But still being realistically attainable to get your goals you would like. I don't know.
It led Valve into a sudden shift in their direction, applying updates and events everybody can enjoy instead of releasing an overloading amount of content behind a paywall. This decision at first sounded like...
I don't know if it was really a lot of content. It was like skins and fucking what's the right word for visual? I can't think of the right word. Fuck. All like graphical things was all like, you know, nothing really that serious.
Like a good idea, as Valve was just trying to spread out their content and have it more accessible to their community. However, their plan unfortunately didn't go as well as they thought it would. Their attempts in trying to spread the hype all year round ended up killing all the remaining hype the game had left, because truth be told, the cancellation of the Battle Pass was actually a huge deal.
Well, you cancelled Christmas. I think that's how a lot of people saw it, and unfortunately it is very realistic that that would tarnish a lot of your player base.
Not just because we weren't going to get any more cosmetics or limited edition
cosmetics, there was the word I was looking for. Thanks, Blitzbanks.
Arcanas or anything like that, but because the Battle Pass was something that the entire community celebrated and was always the one thing we looked forward to. It was an opportunity to
Kind of agree with that.
spend all the money that you saved up that year on the one game you loved the most, whilst also contributing the spendings towards the biggest...
I mean, 10, 19, 18, 17, 2022. Just to show how relevant that decrease was. And I know that it affected us as consumers not getting, you know, what we kind of wanted from it. More importantly, it affected the fucking professional scene. And the minute your professional scene starts getting affected, that's where a lot of people see things. And I don't mean in terms of, oh, someone who's never watched Dota before is going to go watch Dota. But if there's the cool fucking animations and stupid show matches, well-produced esports events, you'll be like, what is this shit? Oh, it looks like they're, looks really fancy. Looks like there's a lot of money behind it. Must be a lot of people playing it. Maybe I should try it out one day. And they see those massive holograms on the fucking stage, and the fact it's, a bunch of professional presenters that are well spoken, there's effort and money behind it. It makes the game seem so much more valid. It makes it seem like so much more of a game you would want to be playing, a game that is like legitimate, that you would actually be like, this looks pretty cool. It's making such a fuss. Maybe I should go try the game out. And I'm sure it also encourages a lot of a new player base via that.
Esports tournament of the year. Following this, Valve also decided on reverting the Battle Pass back to the old compendium, which was specifically advertised to not have any cosmetics or fancy loot that the Battle
But I want my fancy loot and skins.
Pass had, which only led to further disappointment, with buyers witnessing just how much worse the former Battle Pass has now become.
What is this? Sticker capsule. Is this CSGO? Are you trying to be CSGO? Because CSGO is gone? CS2 is live? So you want to be CSGO? CSGO, okay.
Well, I mean, same company.
CSGO, let's go CSGO right now. Next up we have team loading screen. Oh my goodness, what?
That's still cosmetics. Surely, is it just a loading screen? Like, rather just give me a fucking cool sword.
The fuck is this This one? Loading screen treasure. What else? What else? No item? What is this? +3 fantasy crafting rolls. What even is that, bro? What is this? HUD? Wala, we get nothing. You get nothing. Good day, sir.
And as Dota 2 fell more
I mean, that is unfortunate. Rather just, instead of making like a HUD and loading screens, just put in one cool skin and call it a day.
and more behind, Riot pushed League to a level of fame almost too big to even comprehend, with multiple other game releases and more being worked on.
Yep, fair. There's the MMO that I don't think people are... Well, I think people are speaking about, but not really. Maybe just not in my circle because no one plays League, but yeah.
For the future, as well as Arcane's massive success, easily considered the best video game adaptation ever made and hit IMDb's top 25 television series of all time. It sucks to say, but it has sort of become obvious.
That's fucking insane. For an anime based off of a MOBA that, I mean, as much as we like to pretend there's a lot of lore and story and depth in MOBA games, dude, fuck it, there's no real... It's all like random bullshit. There's no real deep storyline behind it. It's fucking kill your creeps, farm your items, beat an enemy team. As much as you want to pretend, oh, this one's this and that one's this and this is their backstory and this is their history. No. Like, it's genuinely not that fucking fleshed out or not that deep. So it's really impressive they managed to create such a good storyline and such a good story around the characters and did what they did with, I'm assuming, very minimal lore and backstory. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to argue and say, no, there's so much backstory, there's so much information, there's so much, like, not compared to an actual story-driven game.
That Valve has stopped trying, at least in terms of Dota. And
Fans Assassin deserves that.
I'm not just saying this because of some silly Battle Pass cancellation, it's way more than this. They've stopped in creating true sites, the best.
I still thought I had my fucking Pokemon backing music playing up from the video. I was so confused there for a second.
Sports documentary in the world, they've stopped their amazing collaborations with other games, and they've stopped caring about TI in general. TI 13 was not only a massive disaster, but it was the only TI in history not to be even advertised on the Steam webpage. Even Gaben himself has stopped caring, going from welcoming us to the International in person to just sending a pre-recorded video. However, despite everything Dota 2 has lost and the rocky road it's had to endure, Valve is very aware of its hardcore fan base that would never leave its side, as they continue to keep their word and release great updates for the whole community to enjoy for absolutely free. As much as I myself do miss the Battle Pass, I have to admit, facets were a great addition to the game, and I don't know about you guys, but I've won my fair share of free Arcanas through the Crownfall event. Valve has made excellent changes ever since, but it is sad to see the burning fire they once had get smaller and smaller as time goes on. I think it's safe to say that Valve has fully settled in on being second
But for how long can you be second place is my thing.
place, seeing as that the third spot is still nowhere close to their level. Sure, they might not exactly be like League's level of popular, but in my eyes, I see Riot as the company who will continue to press on, whereas Valve is nice and cozy Grandma's house.
That unfortunately might be a very, very good statement. Good old PA. PA, sorry. One thing I think he never touched on is another big factor is, yes, apart from everything that Valve and Riot have done inherently to possibly decrease or increase their player base, is League is just so much more relevant in a cultural and creative space. I mean, anyone realistically has seen their favorite creator play League. You know, there was so many different tournaments among creators for League. There was the whole fucking Ludwig tries to go to fucking platinum on League, whatever it was. There was so much creator content around League, keeping a casual player base entertained, and unfortunately, it is a massive traction factor, especially for a younger audience that hasn't quite possibly decided or chosen or picked a game. You've got your favorite content creator or content creators that are relevant to you playing games. It makes it much more entertaining or much more easier of an investment in time to jump into that game. Yes, some people may find content creators because of games, but so many find games because of content creators. So another thing that it's just unfocused by Dota. Where the online presence in terms of a casual level isn't there. What I mean is, so that must be with the content creators. I'm not talking about the professionals or the guys that are basically good enough to be professional, former professionals, or, you know, semi-pros or whatever. I'm talking about the guy that can't even fucking get iron or struggling to get iron. Literally, I got a clip on Instagram of some chick who was celebrating she finally reached iron. She's just started playing League. Like, that level of creator that isn't that good at the game, but it still attracts a player base. It makes people still think, oh, I can play this game. I'm good enough to play this game. I can still get into it. Not you fucking watch the pros on Dota and you're like, well, I'm fucked. Don't have those good mechanics. I can't do that. I can't farm that well. I can't last hit that well. And that's where I feel like a lot of times Dota is also currently lacking. It's massively affecting its popularities. There is no prominent casual creators playing it as much. I could be wrong, but none of the creators that I watch, view, or see play a lot of Dota or play any Dota. You have a lot speaking out against and a lot that converted to League. I mean, you have Lucaria converted to League. That used to be a former pretty high rank player. I don't know. Maybe that's just my 2 cents to do with it. But I think, yeah, unfortunately, Dota is pretty much settled on second place and doesn't look like they're going to try and make contention for first, not unless they do a lot more than they have previously been doing. But yeah, video was by Blitzbanks. We've watched them quite a few times on the channel. I will link his video in the description and in chat. If you want to check it out for yourself and give it a like, check out his other content. Really cool content creator around specifically now mainly Dota, but used to play both. Or still plays both? Not sure. But yeah, anyway, chat, we're going to jump into some gaming games now.